Okay, this guy here that I'm talking about, he started this federation. He started this thing. I was a 15-year-old boy, and I looked up at him, and I used to see him at meets. And he didn't know me. He didn't know me for years later. But when I saw him, I was kind of in awe. And now we get up in years, and I think he's almost 80 years old now. He still loves the Federation. He's not actively involved these days, but if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a 700-person world. He started this entire thing. One of the things he did in his career, he had a bodybuilding meet. This is one of the things he's famous for, one of many, many. He had a bodybuilding show and a powerlifting national level on the same day. Who could pull that off? He lifted in the morning, did a show at night, and did well in both of them. Pulled 800 pounds in a deadlift before it was heard of. We saw him squat 800 when he was in his 60s, which is ridiculous. He did it 20 years ago, which is a lot harder. So it's my honor to give this plaque to Ernie Frantz. Thank you, Ernie.
Thank you very much. Yeah, never expected this.
Can I get one too, please?
I never expected this here, and thank you very much. I really never expected this here at all. Actually, I wasn't even, my wife said, don't go down there, you're too old, don't go down there. And I said, well, I'm going to drive down there, no matter what, I'm going to drive there. And Amy, who was my secretary, Kieran's secretary, has been, I started out showing her how to do everything and be her boss, and pretty soon she was my boss 13 years later, telling me what I was doing wrong. And she, to me, was the backbone of the organization. I was the runner with my lifting and setting up meets and so forth. And then, actually, I'd come home and she'd tell me everything I did wrong, but she's right. Everything I did do wrong, my wife told me the same thing. But Gary Frank has been my closest friend, and I've always appreciated him. Just like I did Paul Anderson, who was the strongest man in the world from the beginning of time, before powerlifting was ever existed. He was a heavyweight man, and the first worlds I went into in 1974 was York, Pennsylvania, and I seen Don Reinhardt, and he was so big. He was big like Gary, and I says, I wonder if that guy will talk to me. He's so big. We only had a few 300-pounders. And then all lightweight classes. Now we got a lot of big guys, but Gary is a great man, not just because I'm saying it. I haven't seen anybody that didn't say it. He works with kids all the time, and that has been my goal since I got out of the Korean War, was to work with kids. That was the whole idea behind all of this. And the more I worked with kids, the stronger I got, because they all challenged me, even though they were young. So the more you do, the stronger you get, and the more you give, the more it returns to you. I'm thankful for Karen Kidder. I was really wishing that the professional end would keep on going, but he tried his darndest. He put out tons and tons and tons of money, and even got mad at me a few times. But at the same time, now I appreciate it more, because we don't have the sponsors. We don't have CBS and NBC that used to sponsor us with the television right there. At a world meet like this here, you'd be standing in front of all kinds of lights and everything else, and that's a big thrill. And you know, we all got egos, and we all got families. And so, you know, good luck to y'all, and you know, God bless y'all. And I really, really am surprised over this year. And this is I'm thankful for this year, and I promised my wife that this is it. I'm going to try to retire. I don't know in my heart if I can, but I'm going to try.
Congratulations, Ernie.
Yeah, thanks.
You deserve
Love
it.
you, Ernie.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Coming from you, that's good.